Yo, what's up, YouTube? So the news of the day, well, yesterday's news is Amir Khan got offered $5 million to fight Terence Crawford. Okay, I like it. I mean, I just did a video of Crawford maybe a couple weeks ago as far as what is he going to do now that he won't be fighting any of the top PBC fighters. Danny Garcia recently, his team turned the fight down because I guess he said speak to Al. We already know the drama with Errol Spence. Errol's trying to get the fights made with the PBC champs first. And, Sean Porter, I'm not even sure if he's been asked about fighting Terence Crawford, but I'm sure he's not interested. And Keith Thurman is definitely not interested. So what is he going to do? And Amir Khan is a name that popped up while I was making that video. And it makes a lot of sense. And I'm not surprised. And I think this is really real. I think this can actually happen because Khan does not want to fight Kell Brook. For whatever reason, he does not want to give this guy a shot. And I've been saying this for years now, that Khan will fight Kell Brook when he has absolutely no other option. He does not want to give Kell Brook the opportunity to beat him, no matter what. I think a lot of it has to do with his celebrity, and he cares about his celebrity and he cares about how people feel about him here in the U.S. more than over there. He's always been that way, and I think fighting a Kell Brook out there and possibly losing, I think he would lose the fight. I think that would damage him. So I think he wants to get as many fights in as he can, even if the odds are against him. I think he would rather lose to a big fighter here than fight Kell Brook and lose. And even if he's getting more to fight Kell Brook, he just knows that Kell Brook is forever going to be in his back pocket. See, Amir Khan, I know the thing is the same pattern. I feel like Amir Khan is like this because of what happened with him and Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia is always going to have a name because of the fact that he knocked out Amir Khan. I mean, he's beat some other fighters too that are good. But Amir Khan, knocking him out was the one. That was the one for him. And that's one of those fights where Amir probably really felt that he should have won that fight. I know. You can pretty much tell. But Amir Khan, the thing with him is he knows how to keep himself relevant. He knows what to say in these interviews. And not only that, he can lose and get knocked out and then go on and fight a couple other solid opponents. And then there's a high demand for him again. There's always going to be a high demand for him, especially if he's won a couple of fights straight. Look at, Prescott lost. He's lost to Lamont Peterson. He got knocked out by Danny Garcia. Look what happened. Look what happened after that. He fought a couple fights. He beat guys like Luis Collazo. He beat guys like Devin Alexander. And then, he goes up and fight Canelo Alvarez, and it was a pay-per-view, and it was such a big deal. Yet, the cards was all the way against him, but people still thought it was a great opportunity. And I know Khan did box well, and Khan always boxes well against whoever he fights. When does he not box well? Up until he loses or gets knocked out, he always does well. Stylistically, I think he's bad for a lot of fighters, and I think he is tough for Crawford. I always said that Khan, stylistically, was bad for Floyd Mayweather. I always said that, and I still believe that. Even if they were to fight today, I think Floyd was... I would pick Floyd to win, but that would be a tough fight for Floyd. And I think it's going to be a tough fight for Crawford. Just based on style, just based on styles alone. If this fight actually happens, I'll break it down, but just thinking off top, I think that would be a tough fight for Crawford until he beats him. I still got Crawford winning the fight, but Khan is good at making good fighters look bad. You know, regardless of the final decision or whoever wins the fight. So I think this is real, and I think that there's a good chance I see this fight happening over Kell Brook. Plus, even though he may not be getting paid as much as he would if he fought Brook out in the UK, I think it's very, very well worth it. Got a chance to win a title at 147. And whoever you decide to fight after, whether it's Brook or whoever other champion, that's at 147 or 154, or whoever you decide to fight, holding a title, being a star, it'll give you crazy leverage with whoever you choose to fight after, you know? So I think this fight is real, and I would rather see this than the Louis Collazo fight. Louis Collazo, I respect him, I like him, but these are not the type of fights. This is a business move for Top Rank because they need some type of leverage. We got Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence fighting, you know, fight that I feel is a mismatch, but I know why it's happening. It's another name for Errol Spence if he is to win. You know, it's another name until he gets to fight with Thurman and Porter. He has to build himself. So I totally get it. This is a total business move. If Terrence Crawford has Amir Khan under his belt and they do solid pay-per-view numbers, I totally understand why they're doing it. Now, as far as it being pay-per-view, still not supporting it. Even though it's Bud, not supporting pay-per-views. I'm a big, huge Bud fan. I'm not supporting the pay-per-view, though. I may go to the fight. It's going to be here at the Garden. I'm probably going to end up going to the fight. I'll support it that way. But pay-per-views, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm boycotting pay-per-views. Whether you're PBC, Top Rank. A lot of guys thought I was hating when I said that before with Errol Spence and Mikey and Deontay Wilder and Fury. It's not a PBC thing. It's an everybody's thing. I pay for ESPN Plus. I pay for The Zone. I pay for Showtime. Okay? I want to get my money's worth. If I'm paying a monthly subscription and you're starting to do fights outside of what I subscribe to, that's a problem to me. Now I'm looking at it like, well, Terrence Crawford is my favorite fighter on ESPN Plus, and now I have to pay to see him fight on a shit undercard with a shit undercard, because pay-per-views undercards always suck. They always suck because they have to keep a tight budget and pay the top fighters, the main event fighters on that card. So I'm not supporting the pay-per-view, but if they do fight in Madison Square Garden, I will go to the fight. We'll go to the fight. All right? And it will cost me more to go to the fight. But it's not about the money. It's the principle. I want pay-per-views out of here. And I think the longer that people stop supporting it, the quicker we can get rid of those. Okay? So, anyway, if they were to fight, I got Crawford winning that fight. But very intriguing fight. You know? And I hope it happens. All right? So, that's all I got. I'll hit you guys later. Peace.